SJWs are at it again.
Have they ever stopped?
No, not really, but it's starting to become a little bit more noticeable. We have been reviewing some of the big movies of the summer, or of the year for that matter, and I've been noticing a little bit of SJW engagement in these movies, and it's starting to become, in my opinion, problematic. I'm seeing it, and it's not organic. It kind of takes you out of it.
Forced, almost.
Forced,
I don't
yes.
notice as much as you, because I don't pay that much attention to stuff like that when I watch a show or a movie. But I can, when you point it out, it's definitely like, oh yeah, that happens for sure. That happens for sure. And you're right. It does. It's not. If it was just fluid and it was just part of a story, or if it just kind of was natural, it would be fine. Yeah. But when you're forcing it on there, it's like, ugh.
So I'll give an example of one of the forced ones. In the Netflix adaptation of the Death Note, the American adaptation, Light and the girl are kissing, and then Light stops and says, well, don't you have to give consent? Right? And I get it. You want the men to be more aware of the fact that women are supposed to give consent. Now, here's part of the problem with this whole incident. It's like, fine, he's going to stop. He wants to make sure she's giving consent. She doesn't give consent. She just kisses him. Right? And it's just like, if you're going to do this, make sure you do it right. You know, the fact that she doesn't say yes at all, she just kisses him. Now, I know people can argue that that kissing is a form of consent, but
but that could be construed. That's a gray area where
exactly. If SJWs are going to argue that there's this whole gray area where yes means yes and no means no, if you're going to do it the way you think it. Just do it right, and make it so people are aware of what you're trying to do instead of throwing it in there and forcing it. It's just kind of like that was one of my big things, was like watching it and all of a sudden they consent and like
I guess because there's no consent in the comic, right? There's no like it's like
there's no sex in the in the anime actually. So there's no sense of consent or anything. Now, if we go to another anime, now in Japan the rules are different than they are in North America. Now, in Ghost in the Shell, in the American version of it, they use the word consent a lot, right? They're always asking the major, oh, do we have your consent? Oh, I, major, give consent to do this. And it's just like, it feels very forced upon that because of the word consent. Normally people ask for permission, right? And looking up the difference between permission and consent, I kind of see why the consent might be more of the word, but it's that...
What's the difference? To me, they would mean the same thing.
They are the same thing, but permission is a formal version of consent. Now...
Do I have your permission to stick it in your butthole? Do I have your consent to stick it in your butthole?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the difference?
I think permission would have been more organic.
I formally do it with lube. I consensually don't.
See, I don't consensually agree to that. So, I'm just finding it that...
Well, it's everywhere. Not just in movies. It's in it's in television. It's in commercials. It's everywhere. Not just like the consensual thing, but like the I wouldn't call it. I guess it kind of is force feeding. Like on every reality show, you have like your token gay man, your token you have every token individual from every in team competitions, you have your token gay couple, you have your token mixed race couple, you have your pretty couple, you have the hillbilly couple. I've noticed that, and I know these are cliches that the audience. But to me, it's wants. It's not reality.
Yeah, that's
true. It's not a true definition of reality. It's just a I don't even know anymore. And it to me, that's what's, I don't know how it got to reality television, but that's what's turned me off of reality television, is that you have the token people, and you have, and that is because of, to me, it's an underlying of the social justice world we live in right now, is that there's not enough diversity in things. And it's like, if you want a true definition of reality, then in some areas of there's not diversity.
Well, a good example of this is like when I went to high school, there was one black kid in the entire school.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
It might have been 2 or 3 when you went to the same high school.
Yeah.
But when I went to high school, there was one black kid. There was lots of Asians, brown people, and white people, but one black person. You know?
I just think when it comes to like the movies and stuff like that, it's not up to me to tell your kids that it's fake. I tell them, you know what I mean? I teach, like, in movies, it's all just entertainment. It's all just fictional. You know, most of the time, there's obviously stories that are based on things and blah, blah, blah. But when it's, like, on television or anything like that, that's the one thing I'll tell my oldest. It's all fake.
Yeah.
Everything you see on television, 90% of it's fake. Obviously, there's news, right? But But, like, entertainment purposes. So take everything with a grain of salt. And like that is one of the problems, is a lot of this is being forced upon us. The stuff is being edited for me, and I don't like that. I want to be able to edit, is that the right word? Edit my own stuff. You know what I mean? I want to be able to what the fuck?
Oh, you're telling me how I'm supposed to think, and it's like, no,
I want to be,
you give me the facts and I'll come to my own conclusion. And
it's even leaking into like the sports world. I'm a big sports fan. I like watching sports on television, and it's even like, I'm fine with whoever you want to put on a sideline reporter, play by play, as long as they're good at their job.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing that they're trying to sprinkle people who are not good because of who they are, what they are, for diversity. You know what I mean? Like I'm totally, and it's affecting my intake of sports, and it's like, well, I just want somebody who's knowledgeable about the team that I'm watching, or about the sport that I'm watching. I don't care what color you are or what gender you are. It doesn't matter. But if you come on there and you're just, and you have no idea what you're talking about,
if we know that you're hired because of the color of your skin, and you have no idea what the hell you're doing, that's a problem.
That's a problem, and it's like,
and that is the biggest, I think, pushback that is starting to happen with general society. Is people are pushing back because it's like they're saying, oh, we have to do this. And it's like, no, we want qualified people to do this. Not because
it's like when you see like, this is the funniest thing that I see all the time. When you go to a website applying for jobs, and it has a disclaimer, this company is an equal opportunity employer. And it's like, what the hell does that mean? What does that even mean? Why do I even have to say that? Like, as a company, I'm like, no, I hire who I want to hire, and I don't care what color you are, you know what I mean? It should just be, I guess it's not anymore. I guess it should. No, you would think it would be common sense, but apparently it's not anymore. Eh?
Yeah, exactly. Common sense isn't common as it used to be. So, it is, unfortunately, the aspect of what the SJWs are trying to do is good intentions, but we all know the quote, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? Because there's this overreach of trying to go, we want to curtail this, we want to curtail this, we want things to work based off of what you are and not what you do, right? And it's just like, and we see it in, as I said, sports. That's a horrible thing to see it in, because sports are supposed to be pretty. I know the players.
They're supposed to be
stats,
they're supposed to be like out. Like, they're supposed to be. To me, when I think of sports, that's my escape from reality. That's my escape from
movies are my escape from reality.
And when it starts to leak into that kind of stuff, it kind of makes you go, where's my escape now? Now I got to turn somewhere else. You know what I mean? I got to turn to like video games or something like that, or I got to turn to
drugs.
To drugs, yeah, no shit, and it's like...
Because you can't SJW.
Yeah, you can't
drugs.
SJW. Whoa.
Okay,
let's not challenge them.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Way to go. Way to go.
Ah.
They're gonna fucking SJW alcohol now.
Yeah.
Oh, there can be no more alcohol. Prohibition comes back. Why did I just do it in that voice? I have absolutely no idea why it's that voice. That was absolutely ridiculous.
But yeah, and it's not a big deal to have it to make people aware that the consent thing in Death Note. Follow through with it and go, yeah, I give you consent, and then jumps him. But she didn't even give consent, which you kind of just defeated the whole purpose of that thing right there, because you just made it so she didn't say yes, and the argument
you left a gray area.
Yeah,
you pretty much showed a real world example of consent.
Yeah,
here's the gray area of consent. Do I have your consent to do this? Wham! I'm just gonna kiss you.
Yeah, and
well, I take that as consent, but then 2 days later, they turn around and go, I didn't give consent.
Yeah, exactly. And so you showed a perfect example of the way it works.
Hold on, please sign this waiver before we do anything.
Yeah, that's...
Right there. Thank you very much.
Unfortunately, on our phones, we're going to have these little things, and you're going to...
A waiver form. Thumbprint that, please, that we have consent to do this. Thank you very much. Okay, let's continue.
Talk about a mood killer.
Yeah. Back to, the sports thing. It even kind of makes me angry that how I get that athletes are humans and they have their opinions and they have their views, and I'm all for them being able to show to stand up for their right to do things, but to me, politics shouldn't be in sports.
Yeah.
Anything like that. Sports is sport. Yeah.
Should be
politics
fairly removed from entertainment.
Yes.
I get it. Politicians they mesh.
It's like award shows now. What award show did I just watch? Oh, the Emmys.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I was like, what are we doing? The Emmys was just trying to just cut Trump a new asshole.
And here was the thing: it was the lowest or the second lowest rated Emmys ever.
I just couldn't.
It's just like
it was hard. It was hard to watch.
I only saw the highlights.
I don't like award shows to begin with because they're just a bunch of rich people touting their own horn. And it's okay. But this one was like, okay, we get it. You guys don't like Trump. We get it. We truly get it.
Yeah, can we just see some entertainment?
Yeah,
some fun stuff.
Can we just
okay? Now I got to admit, Spencer, when he pulled out with the podium and said, "This is the largest." Crowd.
It was funny.
I thought that was actually really funny, and the fact that he could humble himself to do something like that, good for him. I thought it was, bravo, golf clap.
Yeah, he probably humbled himself with a few dollar bills in his pocket.
Well, I guess if he get paid for it,
But it just shows that everything, entertainment is supposed to, all forms of entertainment, sports, movies, are all supposed to be escapes from everyday life.
Now, when politics does cross over into the entertainment, making fun of politics is part of politics.
Like Saturday Night Live when they do their skits on politics, that's funny. That's entertainment.
Yes.
But when you're watching a sporting event or an entertainment event and they stop it and they make
we hate Trump.
Yeah, like. They do something like that. You're like,
day, and it's like, no.
It's like, I don't really. Yeah, like I'm not here to talk about Colin Kaepernick sitting down or so and so NFL player sitting down. I'm here to watch a football game. Like, yeah, I get it. Okay, okay. Can you go do that? Okay.
If you want to have a political opinion,
let's not make
during the middle of the game.
And I think
I don't care.
If I was an owner of a team, I'd be like that. No, if you sit down, you're not playing for my team because it's not about.
If you want politics,
it's not about Trump. It's not about anything. Yeah, it's not about anything like that. You're here to do we're here as a team. You're taking the focus away from the team and you're putting it on yourself. Mm-hmm. So in a sense, you're putting yourself ahead of the team. If you want to make a statement outside of like you're an employee of mine. Yeah, no, very true. When you're my employee, if you guys want to have in the locker room talk about politics. Fine, you're allowed to. When I'm at work, I try to talk to people about politics, but nobody wants to talk to me anymore because apparently I make sense. When you're logical.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that saying? What's that saying? There's something about the people who speak the most truth are often called crazy. Is that a saying? I don't know if it isn't. I just made that. But I saw something. I saw something Jim Carrey's been in the news lately about, and he's been speaking some rhetoric that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
And I watched a couple of things, and I kind of went, well, what he's saying kind of makes a little bit of sense.
There we go.
And he's being called crazy. I guess I'm crazy too. So yeah, that could be a new saying. I have no idea if it is a saying or not, but
well, and that is one thing that people maybe not quoted exactly the way you quoted it, but people that sound crazy 5 years ago are not as crazy now.
That's right.
So there you go. I don't mind the SJW.
I support them 100%. I support a lot of what they're saying. I support a lot of
what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Is admirable. How they're doing it
no.
isn't.
Yeah. Don't force me to. Though I was saying edit earlier, and I should have been using the word censor.
There we go.
Don't try to censor my stuff for me. Let me censor my own material.
Mm-hmm.
Because
if I choose to censor myself,
I'm the best judge
choice.
For myself. Yeah.
Don't choose for me, because at that point in time, you just make me mad.
Yeah, exactly.
So
don't forget to leave a comment below what you guys think. Are you guys noticing the change of SJW politics and issues into entertainment when you just wish to watch a movie and just enjoy it, or watch a sporting event and just enjoy it? Are you sick of hearing about it? Are you sick of seeing every time you turn on your TV it's being crammed down your throat? If you are, let us know below.